Alright, so some of you guys that know me well enough know that there is a phenomenon, a gray owl specific phenomenon that I have coined. It's sort of figurative, but it's sort of literal, and you know it and you love it. Snakes coming out of their goddamn eyes. Because it's this fucking thing where these fucking x-rays, you know, the real nutty ones like that I get, with the fucking, you know, shuffling dimensions like a deck of fucking cards and shit, and never stay in the same goddamn shape, you know, doing all this black and white business like they're fucking, you know, fucking programmers coding reality and shit. Anywho, I want to fucking point something out right here because I think I found a good example in which people should be able to see this. Okay, now what we're looking at right now, this is one of the Miami Mall aliens. They're dissectionals, interdimensionals. Whatever. They're almost, you know what's the funny thing? They're almost like the opposite of, well, they're nothing like fucking, say, your classic gray alien, but look at, they're black with the white, big white eyes. They got sort of this alien kind of, you know, sort of Spider-Man Venom look going on or something. But the thing about these cats is, if you watch them, they're just like a flexible fucking, remember those old Gumby dolls or Gumby figures? That's what they're like. They're even more, they're like fluid. They're like a gaseous fluid. They can just fucking maneuver around however the fuck they want. And the way you spot these guys real good is the whole fucking environment changes. Like everyone's just fucking gobsmacked staring at them. Look in the fucking background, man. The whole thing looks like, you know, Rudy's Crackers Playhouse on fucking acid. So anyways, I want to show you something very particular here, which is very, very cool. Okay, so this cat right here, okay, anywho, let me get to the point. Okay, so this guy's eyes start, like you can see this one here is going out over the top of his head. And when you watch it on the video, like it looks like, you know, when like a cold gas is getting sucked really hot against like a hot manifold or something, like it goes like, it looks almost like it's operating under like a vacuum pressure or something, like it's that fucking crazy. Well, that's what it looks like. Anyways, we're looking at, this is the same guy. Over here, I've like roughed him up. Like one of the tricks for seeing stuff that is meant to be invisible and shit is you're just trying to throw as much shit in front of the, you know, the optical purview and the recording device or the analytical device, even if it's your biological optical sensors, because they are leaving a signature. You know, even if they are fucking walking past you invisible, they're leaving a signature. It's just like it's like the same principle with the Akashic records where, you know, moving this cigarette lighter to this cigarette and lighting it has written enough evidence that with the right technology or whatever methodology, we can figure out that I did that, you know, or somebody can. So anyways, so that's why I roughed this guy up in the first place, okay? So, because you then, like, it's like putting hair on the deal. In real estate, we used to say, fuck, there's hair on this deal. I don't like it. Like, because if there's hair on it, you know, there's hair on it, then, you know, little particles get stuck to it, and you start to see little features. That's how you find, like, that's how you find the weakness in their, you know, that's how you find the weak link, the linchpin in their, house of cards, you know? Anyway, okay, I'm getting back to the point. Okay, so, here you can see, so I'm just going to explain to you that in the video, it's like this is like exiting his eye cavity, like, but it's flowing real fast and getting slimmer and like dissipating as like some sort of like pressurized gas or something almost. And you can't really see, this eye is doing it too. But, you know, that's why I say it's like snakes coming out of their fucking eyes, because it often looks like fucking snakes. And that thing that showed up at mom's place, that's what I read out of it, okay? There's no real right or wrong here, because it's just whatever your brain fucking assembles it as, you might as well go with it, because, I mean, what else is it going to be? If you start putting whatever your identity interpretation is on these cats, you start to be able to pick them out of a crowd and stuff, because whether or not it is an actual fucking snake coming into the guy's eye, that whatever it is, that feature that makes me think of that, I'm looking for that now, right? So you start, you know, I don't know if I'm getting my point across here. Anyways, the bizarre thing about these fucking operators, and it's like the weirdest thing, this is how you know it's like in Vegas, it's not just like grays or something, well, unless, you know, the whole thing's a mind job or something. But it's because, as the theory goes, like, if it's the grays and they just have a cloaking fucking field or something. But the thing is, the way this interdimensional shit works, and it's the same with the cryptids, because you look at the fucking environment in the forest when they see a Bigfoot or whatever, the whole fucking thing is cuckoo bananas. Everything is like, you know, it's not just like grays doing some simple, you know, shift, some trick of the light so that the light, or, you know, so that you're seeing what is actually behind the craft or whatever. It's not like that with these interdimensionals, or, you know, that's not how I reason it out, because what happens with these cats is like the whole fabric of reality becomes occupied by them, and then everything fucking can seemingly shapeshift at that point. So, or whatever. It's like they are actually occupied, or we're in their dimension, however you want to think of it. And everything is all the material, what we think of as physical matter, immutable physical matter, whether it's iron, fucking wood, whatever you want to think of, is now this living thing that we don't like, that we think we recognize, but it's the reason I know it's not whatever some conventional tech way we think of it, because you see like all these insane, like crazy, like faces and everything in it. And it's not whatever. Anyone who fucking tries to say that word pareidolia to me can go fuck themselves, because that's bullshit. That's just a ruse that's made up. If you see fucking faces, you see fucking faces, okay? Nobody's gonna tell you, oh, it's pareidolia, so you just see. If they're there, they're fucking there, okay? And if you can't see them, it's because you're not looking for them. Anyways, I don't want to get on randy here. Okay, I'm gonna show you a face. just so happened to be in luck. So let's go in right close. Okay, so anyways, let me just finish my point. So it looks like, and Rob and I have discussed this, it almost looks like sometimes, you know, you have to sort of stretch your mind around it to even just come up with ways to, you know, look at this through a hypothetical model, right? So one thing, an intuitive thing, then you always gotta follow your instinct. I thought this a long time ago when I first started seeing this crazy shit. It almost looks like everything's made up, like creatures are made up of like smaller creatures. You know, like everything's made up of something smaller but just as bizarre and alive. Like like you know, it's like if I gotta put on a pair of gloves to go out because it's cold, I'm putting on like two living nutty fucking creatures that have like, I don't know, faces on, like, or their fingers are snakes or something. Like, it's just, and not necessarily real snakes, but just like the crazy imagery, dimensional imagery thereof, or whatever. So we get you into this idea of like fractals and stuff, where, you know, holograms or is it holograms or fractals, whatever, like everything is made up of the exact same thing, smaller and smaller and smaller down, right? And that's how, you know, I think some people use that as the mathematical framework to be able to, you know, say that our reality is just a matrix, like a computer code or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to show you a face, okay? So that kind of thing coming out of his eye, right? And I say it's like a fucking snake. Look at if we get in here. If I get this just right, you're gonna fucking see. It's like a little creature, and it's got a face and everything. Okay, hang on. This is bananas. I fucking love this shit. Like, this is the craziest of the crazy. So you're in for a treat. Okay, check this out. So let's go in here. Hang on. Bear with me, kids. Bear with me. Look at this fucking thing. See, that's the thing coming out of his face, right? Look at that. Look at that, man. Now, you not see like several possibilities of how that could like sort of like some sort of ace or creature or something? Look at that thing, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. I mean, fuck me. Look at that. Good grief. What in... Now, we're in the mindset of that things are made up of little creatures. Now look at this when you get in on this fucking thing. Do you not start being, like, seeing like faces and shit? Not only that, okay, and you can leave that aside if you want. That's just, I guess, you know, it's just crazy. Like, it's like crazier than crazy. But this, if you start doing what I'm doing here, you're gonna start to get into the place that I fucking am when I'm interpreting this data. It's like these like puzzles, you know, those puzzles that you do, and it gets your brain working with the right hand side of your hemisphere or whatever. You've got to look at this shit like the opposite of what you normally would. Like, what if, because they fuck with depth perception and everything. Like, what if, what part of that creature is closest to us, do you think? You can say, well, that thing's sticking out of his eye. Well, what if that's not the case? What if, you know, what you think is closest is farthest away? So you do the same thing when you get in here, and just like, don't be afraid to, you know, use your imagination to put some sort of assign some sort of faceology to it or whatever. But I guess at the very least, okay, and I'm not backing off my theory, and I'm surprised I'm even sharing it because it's fucked up. Look at his fucking eyes. Or gas or some shit. Alright, anyways, I go. Hey, catch you later, cats. Now here's another thing, okay? Like, so same type of idea. I had one side roughed up. Going closer, like, look at the actual structure of this. First of all, it's like, it looks 3D. Second of all, it's like, it is not, it's made up of like a matrix of like code or some shit. I mean, I guess digital, man, they make even, like, this is not normal digital, man. Because it's not organized. You know what I mean? Like, their system is like, it's like, because the breakthroughs I've made, a lot of them have been like counterintuitive. Like, it's like they work the opposite of us or some shit. It's just bananas. I love this shit.